guys, welcome back to Black Moon Coven. So today's video is going to be all about the tarot deck. So I know I have a couple of other tarot related videos on my channel, but I really wanted to address kind of like step one from the very beginner's standpoint. I just got my tarot deck. What do I do? How do I start the learning process? How do I start getting into a daily routine of using tarot in my witchcraft practice? So I'm going to go through kind of a whole video of kind of beginner tips in tarot. So choosing your tarot deck. It's a really special time for a witch to choose your own tarot deck. And there's a lot of myths and legends around choosing your own deck. You have to be gifted one, you can't buy one, that sort of thing. And I'm sure you've heard them all before. Yes, you can buy your own tarot deck. It's an old-fashioned rule that doesn't really apply to modern witches of today. If I didn't buy my tarot deck, where would I get it from? My family is definitely not into that type of thing. No one would gift me one. So I had to go out and buy one. So you could definitely go and buy your own tarot deck. Find a deck that either speaks to you or keeps drawing your attention. If you're at a store, maybe you're online buying your tarot decks, find one that either keeps drawing your attention or that pertains to you and what you like. There's tarot decks for everything nowadays. So if you really like, I don't know, animals or the moon or Harry Potter, well, I don't know if Harry Potter is a tarot deck. I hope so. I know I probably said this before, but if someone finds it, please contact me because I would love to buy one. But anyways, there's a tarot deck for basically anything now, so I'm pretty sure you can find one that you like. Be sure you're buying the full 78 cards. There are tarot decks that only sell minor arcana. There are replacement decks, that sort of thing. So be sure that you're buying a full tarot deck and not just a replacement type of cards or just the minor arcana or just the major arcana. Make sure it's a full 78 cards with the 4 suits and everything else. Traditional Rider-Waite deck is great for a beginner. So this is kind of more of a traditional deck. Although this is not a Rider-Waite, this is a Rider-Smith tarot deck. But just totally beautiful. And those are perfect for beginners because they're really easy to read. They're really traditional. You'll get kind of the rules of tarot and all of these things will apply. But if you want to go ahead and buy a story mode kind of deck, that's completely up to you and what you feel comfortable with and what you like. Because in essence, this is going to become your best friend, your advisor. You're going to build a connection with this deck or multiple decks. So when you get your first official tarot deck, the first thing that you're going to do, and there's a lot of misconceptions about what the first thing is, and a lot of books will tell you don't open your tarot deck, don't even touch it until you finish reading all of the book and all of the meanings. And I totally disagree. I feel like you have to open your tarot deck, feel it in your hands, get your energy all over it. First of all, you're doing that to kind of start bonding with the deck. And second of all, you want to look over all the cards and make sure that there's no misprints or any imprints or imperfections in the card deck that you bought. Because unfortunately, tarot decks now are very, very popular. So they get printed a lot. And sometimes imperfections happen. You might have to get a new deck. That's just all it is. So run the cards through your hands, look through every single card, cleanse each card. Now, there's also a misconception about this method as well. This is a method that I like to use, but you can use whatever method you feel comfortable with. I take each card out of this deck and I cleanse it with sage, and that's 78 cards that I'm going to be blessing. So you take the card and you take your sage and then smudge it right over it. So the next thing you're going to do is make the cards a home. This is, again, another argued topic. Some people like to keep them in the boxes that they came with. I like to keep them in bags that I make, just because I'm putting intention into this bag and I'm keeping it safe from harm and everything else. But you could keep it in the box that it came with. That's completely up to you. Just make sure that your tarot deck is not just laying around open face where the cards could either get lost, burned, stolen, played with, that type of thing. So, forming a bond with your tarot cards, it's a very important process, especially if you want to take tarot seriously. It's a very important and specific process, and there is kind of no wrong way to do anything with tarot, but you do have to develop a bond, and you could develop however way you wish. But here are some ideas. So, it's kind of like getting to know a friend. Okay, so getting to know a friend, you have to talk to them a lot, kind of ask them to hang out, spend time with them. Same thing with tarot. So carry it with you often. Make sure you have a case or a pouch or anything like that, just so you don't want to shove these cards just in your purse, okay? Tarot cards have feelings. Treat them with respect. So put a cloth around them to kind of make sure they don't jumble around in your purse. So put a cloth around them, put them in the pouch or in the bag. So make sure you keep them safe. Sleep with it. So yeah, that is a common method in witchcraft. Witches sleep with the tarot deck. I do as well. I put it on my bedside table. I don't put it under my pillow because the cards could get bent. They could get ruined. They could shuffle around and bend one card. So just try not to put it right underneath your pillow, and if you do, make sure it's in the hardcover case because that will keep all the cards really together and really structured, and then you shouldn't have any problems with it if you keep it in the cardboard case and then put it underneath your pillow. Get it a crystal friend. So this is something that I started doing with my tarot decks, and they've gotten more, I guess, friendlier. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. But basically, get it a crystal friend. So a friend that kind of goes into the tarot pouch, hangs out with the tarot cards, cleans them, charges the energy while you're away or doing whatever. So clear quartz, moonstone, kyanite, amethyst are all great crystal friends for your tarot cards. So put them in your pouches or put it right on top of your tarot deck just to cleanse it and charge it and get it ready for use. Shuffle it often. So spend time with your tarot deck. Even if it's in front of the TV, which I really like to do, shuffle your tarot deck. Just sitting there, shuffling it, running it through your hands will promote this type of bond. You're spending time with it. So here are some basic tips to learning the tarot from a very, very beginner's standpoint. Forget the rules, okay? You can take that little booklet and basically, you don't have to throw it away. It's just, metaphorically speaking. But forget the rules. Forget whatever the person wrote in the book because it's not going to really pertain to you. And you're going to form your own way how to read your tarot cards. I'm not saying that the booklets are bad. The one that I bought, I did not like with my tarot cards at all. But that's completely up to you. If you want to use a booklet, that's totally fine. No problem. But we're going to learn how to develop our own rules with the tarot and our own connection and our own bond. So don't try to learn everything at once. Take it one card at a time. So there's 78 cards in here. Okay, that's a lot of learning you have to do. Not to mention a lot of the cards have reversals, which are optional. That's the next point. Reversals are optional. So you don't have to read reverse cards if you don't want to. That's completely optional for you. The traditional way to read tarot is upright and reverse positions, but again, that's completely optional. So it's a slower process if you, do one card at a time, but it's a stronger comprehension as well because you will learn every single card and you'll start to see it more, pop up more frequently, and then you will memorize it and kind of learn it in general. Create your own interpretations of the cards. So you're going to take some time out of your day and take 5 or 6 different cards and create your own interpretations of each card. So you're going to take the card, you're going to look at it, and here we got 6 of Pentacles. So you could see a man giving coins to the poor. And Pentacles kind of always mean money, possessions, wealth, that sort of thing. So you could assume from this card that you're going to have a lot of riches to share, type of thing. Enough for sharing. Maybe it's a good, giving time for you. So try to learn your own interpretations of the cards. It'll make your bond stronger. Plus, it'll make learning them a lot easier because you'll remember them. Hold off on any huge spreads. So stick with a single card pull or a 3-card spread until you learn how to kind of tie all the cards together, how they go together. Then you could do big impressive spreads like the Celtic Cross and the 2-directional spreads and all these things like that. So even though they might look really nice and impressive, you want to start off pretty small, because until you learn how all the cards go together, you're not going to be able to read it. Anyways, read the picture with the card. So again, we go back to our 6 of Pentacles. And the picture on the card is pretty self-explanatory. Really rich guy gives some coins to some poor people. So maybe it's a giving time for you, a generous time. Maybe you're going to help out some people or some friends in need. Maybe you're going to have a little more extra money come in where you can give or you can spend freely. So kind of look at the picture, look at all the components of the picture and what story is going on over there. And that's how you can kind of interpret each card. Read tarot for yourself first. So I know how tempting it's going to be. All your friends are going to be like, yes, please read my cards, read this. All your family's going to be like that. Hold off on that until you know, until you're confident with your interpretations of each card and you kind of know how tarot works and how it's going to affect the other person, everything else. People might not think it or say it out loud, but when you do a tarot reading for someone else, it's kind of a serious deal. They'll take whatever you say to heart. So be very careful about what you say and how you say it and everything like that. But that's for a different video on reading for other people. Right now, you're just going to focus on reading for yourself. So until you get the kind of what the process entails to read for yourself, you can't read for other people. Learn 2 to 3 keywords for each card. So if you pull, again, we're back to this card. So you could say, you know, generosity, riches, giving, sharing type of thing. So learn 2 to 3 keywords for each card. Now, that means that you're going to have to learn 2 to 3 words for the upright and the reverse positions if you read reversals. If you don't, then that's completely up to you. You could learn 2 to 3 cards for the upright positions. Don't ask the same question and expect to get a different answer. So a lot of the times in tarot, when you lay out your spread, bam, it's a pretty bad spread, or no spread's really negative in a way, because, you know, you have the power to change that spread. It's not permanent. But it'll be more, the badder cards will come out, I guess is what I'm saying. Don't try to ask the same question over and over again. So if you get a bad spread or a negative one or one that's kind of, oh my God, then don't try to reshuffle and get the same results. Tarot doesn't really like that. And they will tell you, no, this is what you have to fix. It'll keep coming back. So don't ask the same question and try to get a different result. That's just not how it works. Until you change the question or the things that tarot has told you, you will not get a different result. So those are basically my little tips for tarot beginners. I hope everyone liked the videos. Kind of rambly, it was kind of long. But I hope you guys liked the video, and I hope, you know, more people are learning tarot, so that's awesome, that's great. And we are going to have more tarot videos on my channel, so really excited for that as well. If you're new here, if you're new to my channel, join the coven and subscribe for more, you know, weekly witchy uploads on all things witchcraft. Come and join us. And yeah, check out my Etsy page and try to go learn some tarot cards now. So until next time, I'll see you guys.